Hi guys, welcome to my channel and I hope you are doing good today because I'm about to share with you how to make this Hana Bralette. It's beginner friendly and straightforward. So before we get started, please don't forget to give this tutorial a good thumbs up. So the first measurement we're going to need is our bust distance. So mine is 8 inches. So I'm going to take that 8 inches and mark a rectangle, a length of around 8 inches. And then I'm going to also mark the width, which is 8 inches divided by 2, and it's going to be 4 inches. And once I'm done marking this rectangle, I am going to divide it into 2. So now guys, we need to label our lines, which is going to be the top, the bottom, the side, and also the center. So once we're done doing that, I am going to divide my square into 2 parts, like as shown on the screen. And then the next thing is I am going to just blend that sharp pointed area with a curved ruler. So once we are done, in order for us to create the strap, we will have to measure the cup measurement. So I will place my ruler, my measuring tape, and measure around the cup. And it's going to be around 9.5 inches. And then I'll take that 9.5 inches and mark it right on top of the rectangle to form a strip. Then the width of my rectangle is going to be around ½ inch. And then you want to also extend it all the way down to the rectangle. So once we are done, we want to go ahead now and blend the cup with the strip. So I'm going to use my curve ruler to do so. So guys, this is how our cup would look. So you want to go ahead and just blend in the lines. Once we are done, we want to go ahead and cut out this pattern and then retrace it again for the other part of the cup. The other part is going to be a side cup. So if you want more coverage on the side, you can go out by 1 inch or 2 inches. It all depends on how much coverage you want on the side. It's actually optional. You can leave it as it is or I added like 1 inch. And then when you're done, you want to blend it with your strip. And then when we're done, you want to go ahead and add 0.5 seam allowance. So the seam allowance, 0.5 seam allowance has been added on the inside of both of the cups. Okay guys, I'm going to take the side piece of our pattern and just create a curve there. And this curve, if you want to add your lining, you can go ahead and just place it right around that area. So now to create the band, I will have to trace the side of where that curve actually ends. And then we have to mark your bust circumference, quarter of your bust round circumference, and then you subtract 1 inch because the band is going to be a stretch fabric. By the way, the whole bra is going to be using a stretch fabric. So now the width of the band, mine is going to be 3 inches, so you can decide to make it wider or smaller. So mine is going to be 3 inches. So guys, I did add 1/2 inch at the bottom of my pattern for the elastic. And then for the side piece, I did trace out that curve shape. This piece is for the lining. If you want to add a lining, it's also optional. So guys, I did cut all my patterns out. So I'm going to take the side piece and the center piece and join them together, and then sew a straight stitch using 0.5 seam allowance. Once you're done, don't forget to trim off all the excess fabric. So once we are done, I'm going to open up my layers and go ahead and sew a top straight stitch. So the next thing, guys, is to join both of the cups on the neckline. So I'm going to go ahead and sew 1/2 inch seam allowance. To cover the raw edges, open up both of the seam and sew on the side using a straight stitch. And this is how it will look on the inside, including the outside. The next step is to attach the band. So I did cut 2 pieces for the band because I want more support to the back. So what we're going to do is to join them together with the cups and then go ahead and sew a straight stitch using 0.5 seam allowance. And once we're done, we want to go ahead and sew a top straight stitch. So the next thing is to attach the elastic around the neckline. The tip is, please do not pull the elastic as you sew, because remember, it's going around your neck. So once you're done, you want to flip it in and go ahead and sew a top zigzag stitch. So the next thing we need to do is to attach the elastic on the inside of our bra. And this time, don't pull the elastic also. You just want to place it, then sew a zigzag stitch. And this is how it will look on the inside. So another part is to join the 2 front seams. You want to overlap them, then go ahead and sew a top straight stitch. So guys, the next thing is to attach the band, and I'm going to sew 1/2 inch seam allowance using a straight stitch. And once we are done, this is how it will look. The last part that we need to do is to add the elastic right at the bottom. So when you do so, sew with a zigzag stitch and make sure you pull the elastic not too much. And we are done, guys, and I love how this bra came out. It's very soft and simple to make. One thing that I like about it, you can wear it around the house or when you go out to the beach. So try it out, guys, and tell me what you think. As for me, see you on the next one.